We are going to begin with Psalm 27 as we do each morning, singing the words of Achat Sha'alti. Achat Sha'alti me'et Adonai Ota avakesh. Achat Sha'alti me'et Adonai Ota avakesh. Shivti beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai lachazot benoam Adonai ulevacher veichalo Lachazot benoam Adonai ulevacher leichalo. This morning we have a special treat because the person who is offering our Elul reflection happens to be one of our high schoolers, Jordan Davidson. Jordan was one of two of the high schoolers in our congregation to do a program at the Hartman Institute this past summer. And she talks about a program that she did, a capstone project, as part of that experience.
Hello. I was asked to talk about how I'm planning to expand my horizons in the upcoming year. And one way I'm going to do that is by keeping a more open mind and not putting people in boxes immediately. Because once you put people in boxes, that's when stereotypes are created. My whole thought process on how people are put in boxes began this summer when I was part of the Shalom Hartman Fellowship. In the fellowship, I had to create a capstone. My capstone I decided to do was a talit that represented God and how people have gendered God in all of our religious texts. But I decided to focus it on a quote from Exodus 3 that said, Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, which I translated to, I am that I am, which I then interpreted as God saying that God has no gender and we shouldn't be placed in a box immediately. This thought process really helped me to understand if God didn't want to be gendered or didn't want to be put in boxes, why are we so quick to assume that other people want to be immediately put into boxes? So in this new year, I'm going to be working on asking people their pronouns, not making assumptions, and just trying to walk through life with a more open mind.
Thank you so much to Jordan for pushing us to move beyond our assumptions, to expand our own horizons, and to be more open minded to the experiences and the identities of others. Truly, you are a leader in our congregation and beyond. And I know you're thinking of the cantorate, whether you become a cantor or a rabbi, as I hope you will do one of those. There is no doubt that you will touch countless lives. You truly are an inspiration, Jordan. As we move into our Elul program a little bit further, we read the words as we have been every day of Psalm 27. These words which take on new meaning as we focus on different parts of them. The fact that we read them every single day for these 29 days of Elul, and actually the tradition is to read them even further all the way until Yom Kippur, it pushes us to really see ourselves within them. of David. Adonai is my light and my victory. From whom shall I feel fright? Adonai is the stronghold of my life. From whom shall I feel terror? When evildoers approach me in battle to feed on my flesh, my pursuers, my adversaries, they have stumbled, they have fallen down. If a camp encamps against me, my heart will not fear. If a war arises against me, in this would I trust. One thing I have sought from Adonai, how I long for it, that I might live in the house of Adonai all the days of my life, that I might look upon the sweetness of Adonai and spend time in the palace. That you might hide me in your sukkah on a chaotic day. Hide me in the hiding places of your tent. Raise me high upon a rock. Now my head rises high above my enemies round about, and in your tent I'll offer offerings to the sound of the truah. I shall sing and chant praises to Adonai. Hear, Adonai, my voice. I am crying out. Be gracious to me. Answer me. My heart has said to you, seek my face. I am seeking your face, Adonai. Do not hide your face from me. Do not turn your servant away in anger. You have been my help. Do not forsake me. Do not abandon me, God of my deliverance. For my father and my mother have abandoned me, yet Adonai gathers me up. Make your path apparent to me. Guide me in the upright road because of those up ahead who lie in wait for me. Do not hand me over to the lust of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, puffing violently. Had I not the faith that I would see the goodness of God in the land of life, wait for Adonai. Fill your waiting with hope in Adonai. Let your heart be strong and of good courage, and wait hopefully for Adonai. Today again we focus on the words of our fourth verse of this psalm, the words that we've been singing every morning as we start this program. Achat sha'alti me'etz Adonai, ota vakesh, shivti beveit Adonai ki yemei chayai lachazot b'noam. And the words lachazot b'noam, lachazot is to see, and b'noam is sweetness. So that I might look upon the sweetness. I share with you some words from Deborah Robin's book about these particular words. In Hebrew, the letter bet placed before a word can mean in. Behechalo in God's palace. Beveit Adonai in the house of Adonai. Besukkah in a sukkah. And the letter bet placed before a word can also mean with. Lachazot, let me graze benoam, with the noam, the sweetness of Adonai. Let me see the world, others, myself, with the sweet goodness, the gentleness with which God sees. Let me look out and let me look within with compassion and love. This is my desire, my intention, my single prayer, to see as God sees. God gazes at Adam and Eve, works of divine creation, caretakers of the garden, sacred partners. Adonai sees their presence. God sees their imperfections, their potential to fail, benoam with sweet goodness. God declares that they are very good and blesses them with freedom, choice, and abundance. I want to see like this. God gazes at the generation of Noah, the violence and hatred that flood his world. Adonai sees a single ish sadiq, one righteousness individual, benoam with sweet goodness. God blesses him with responsibilities and obligations to honor life with his life. I want to see like this. God gazes at Sarah, wife of Abraham, desperate to succeed. Adonai sees her pain and her potential, benoam with sweet goodness. God blesses her with laughter and a legacy. I want to see like this. Naomi gazes like God, at friends, at family, at the world around her. In the shadow of death and the embrace of life, she, like me, sees imperfection, pain, struggle, sometimes bitterness. She rises to the essence of her soul, the challenge of her name. Naomi sees benoam with sweet goodness and survives to nourish new life. She brings blessing to her people, to the world. I want to see like this too, to gaze like Naomi, Benoam like God. In God's presence, palace, house, sukkah, anywhere, I'm in the world. I can see like this, Benoam, sweet goodness, and offer blessing. The words that Deborah Robbins gives are somewhat in line with the words that Jordan Davidson offered earlier today. What would it be like if we viewed others, Benoam, with sweet goodness? What would it be like if we viewed others the way that they wish to be seen, or with sweetness and with understanding? I had a conversation with someone in our community not too long ago where they had people who were upset because they weren't able to respond to emails and everything as quickly as others would have liked. And this person said to me, I just wish that people gave me the benefit of the doubt, that they knew I was doing the best I could in difficult circumstances. What would it be like if all of us always strove to give one another the benefit of the doubt? What would it be like if we looked at one another always Benoam with a sweet glance, with an accepting glance, with knowingness and with love? Today, during this day of Elul, I invite all of us to spend some time reflecting on this for ourselves. How do we bring more of that benefit of the doubt, How do we bring more of that sweetness into the ways that we look at others and the way that we look at our world? I know that everyone who is here brings a lot of sweetness into my life. So I just want to say a quick welcome and thank you for being here to Donald and Dana and Dee, to Sue and Bonnie, to Diane and Joe and Pam, to Susan and Rosalind and Howard, Leanne, and Sunny, and everyone else who is here today. Rivka, good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for creating sacred community through our devices, creating an opportunity for us to begin our day together. And finally, we come to the blowing of the shofar, a sound which I hope will spur us to truly bring some greatness into our world. And today, we have Mark Davis who will be leading us in this.
Tekiah, Shavarim, Teruah, Tekiah.
Thank you so much, Mark, for the beautiful blowing of the shofar. Finally, as our day of Elul comes to a close, we offer words of blessing, of healing of mind, healing of body, and healing of spirit. We offer the Misha Berach prayer. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Behimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lehavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of spirit. Let us say Amen. I hope hope you all have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow.